Um, Hello world. This is architect Muhammad Tariq and the founder of EcoCore. EcoCore is basically a small startup which promotes eco-friendly homes and products across the Pakistani communities. And the aim of the EcoCore is to educate the architects, the contractors, the developers, the builders on the climate consequences, the Anthropocene, the smart cities, and that type of issues. So today I have a very special guest, and his name is Samuel. He is from Nigeria, and he will talk about his project at Nigeria, and he will uh, talk about the environmental advocacy that he did at the Nigeria. So please.
Okay, good evening, Pakistan. Just like I've been rightly introduced, I'm Samuel. I'm a PhD student from University of Ibadan, Nigeria, where I'm carrying out research
A little
project
louder.
on how to identify therapeutic natural products from Nigerian medicinal plants, especially in the treatment of cancer and all of that. But even though I do that, I'm also an environmental activist, and during my stay as a youth corps member in my nation, I am a part of a movement or community development group which is called NESRA. NESRA is National Environmental Standard and Regulation Enforcement Agency, and our mandate is basically awareness. And what are we telling people about? We are telling people about the environment. It seems that people seem not to know anything about their immediate environment other than what they eat, what they drink, and all of that. But the point is that as beautiful as our environment is, we are doing much more to harm it. As beautiful as our environment is, we are doing much more to destroy it. And that is why we bring about environmental awareness to everybody across all age, all sex, all religion, all educational level, and everyone we can. And so therefore, during the time I carried out the project with my group, bringing about this awareness to young students in secondary school. We are given the opportunity to address them on the school assembly, and that is where we taught them what is your environmental responsibility. It is very easy for us to say, okay, environmental is not meant for us, it's for the people in the environment. No, everyone has got his or her own environmental responsibility. As for students, what is your environmental responsibility? The environmental responsibility as a student is to ensure that you cut your waste, and even if you have waste, you need to dispose properly, because a non-properly disposed waste has its own effect on the environment. For instance, during my time as the president of that group, we had issues of flooding. What caused flooding? Flooding is a result of waste not properly displaced, which has resulted into clotting and blocking of drainages, and because water will always find its course, it begins to come into our homes and environment. Again, the burning, the waste, the CO2s we're emitting from our houses has its own way of going back to the atmosphere, creating greenhouse effect, rising the temperature of our system, of the globe, making some melt and some highs in the polar regions to melt. And because of that, the volumes of water in our ocean increases, and the water came in again, flooding our environment. So it all boils down to prevention. And prevention is doing your bit, doing your environmental responsibility, keeping your waste properly, generating less waste, and even the little you have generated, make sure that you make it, you dispose it properly. And so therefore, after that, we went on another project educating marketers, people in the market men and women, on how to keep markets clean and safe. Again, it boils down to making sure that their waste are well and properly disposed. And we did so by showing them examples. We looked at their waste, we clean the market for them, we show them how to dispose this waste, and we tell them this is what you should be doing. And another way to contribute to all of this thing, we embarked on tree planting exercise, because we cannot overemphasize the importance of tree planting in controlling global warming and other ill effects of environmental disturbances. So we went ahead, we got some food tree plants like guava, like pawpaw, like oranges, and we soursop. So we got the seedling of these trees and we planted it in schools so that it will be performing two functions. Number one, the tree will grow, help us to absorb all the unnecessary CO2 in the atmosphere. That is one. Then secondly, it will also provide food for the children, because I know when I was in secondary school, I loved to eat fruits. I remember I took some guava, I took some apple. So we planted those trees to first have those two purposes: give food to the students and also help to control CO2 environment. But if there is nothing you are not taking from this video, I just want you to know that the environment is your responsibility. Keeping the environment safe is my responsibility. I know for sure the same in my country, that we usually say it is the responsibility of our government. No, there is little you can do to help this environment. There is little you can do to help planet Earth, and that is one, ensure that you use little amounts of energy. When you're going out in the morning, off your lights, if you can trek, you need not to join a bus, you need not to, make sure you minimize energy consumption. That is one. Then two, whatsoever waste or energy you have used, the waste, ensure you dispose them properly. What does that mean? You need not to throw your waste anyhow. Ensure proper disposal of your waste. And again, I want us to contribute, to participate, to complement with every policy the government is making. It's professionals like my friend, all these ideas they are giving us, we need to key into it, because this world, this earth, if we continue at this pace at which we are destroying it, it will go to a point that every one of us will be shun out of this earth. And if activists like me, are bringing up policies that we need to embark on, it is a ticking time bomb. It is high time we key into it, because our refusal will become an havoc. Maybe not our generation, maybe not in the next generation, maybe 3 or 4 generations, and we don't want our children's children to put accusing fingers on us that we are responsible for their own dilemma. So therefore, I want to implore you that please ensure that you perform your environmental responsibility, which is minimizing your energy consumption and proper waste disposal, and also to complement the efforts of environmental activists like my friend, so that we can have a cleaner, a safer, and better environment for the good of all humanity. I think that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Samuel. And we use a term, we call it biophilic architecture. So biophilic architecture is that type of architecture which is completely inspired from the nature, like the bio mean nature, and philia mean love, so the love of nature. Like we incorporate the nature, the landscape inside the building. There are two types, like incorporating nature in the architecture. The first one is to allocate the landscape outside the building, and in the current age is the land value is very high, so we can't do it. Like we can't allocate 20 or 40 canals lane for just for walking, like for to grow the plants and to have American or Korean grass there as we have before, because the land price is very high. So we can just create small patches within the building which act as a catalyst, which act as a natural scenery for the employers that work in a building, in office building, and for the student that are in the university. So there are many concepts to incorporate nature, and that may be used aesthetically as well, and to absorb the CO2 emission from that building. Thank you, Samuel, again, and we will meet, inshallah, in next event.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.